Yes, you read the title correct. In May of this year, I will be graduating with my Associates of Science in IT. 9 years later. 9 years. 9 freaking years. By now, I should have a PhD, man. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Has it really taken you 9 years to graduate and get a degree that normally takes people 2 years? And the answer to that is, yes. Yes, it has. And here's the picture for proof. It's not clickbait or anything. Before I get into the story of why it's taking me 9 years to get my degree, I do want to apologize if I sound a little bit sick. It's because I'm getting over a cold. I really wanted to get this video out today, so I didn't want to sit around and wait till my voice got back to normal. So I apologize if I sound a little nasally, and hopefully it's not too bothersome. As you can see though, I joined college back in 2016. Oh man, saying that out loud makes it sound even worse. Why are you making this video in the first place? Said no one ever. Well, you see, I've been wanting to create content for a while now. Since I was in middle school, actually, I wanted to be a YouTuber, but I never really went for it. And I always recorded videos, but I would never really post them. And it wasn't until literally a year ago, at the ripe age of 27, that I finally started my YouTube channel and I started posting. Now, when I first created this channel, I didn't really have any big plans for it. I kind of just wanted to make commentary videos and talk about topics that I thought were interesting. And so far, that's kind of what I've been doing. Although recently, I've been making a lot of slob content. I've lived a pretty interesting life so far, I think, and I recently just came to that realization that I may actually have some value to give my subscribers and the average viewers. So in my attempt to create more value-based content, I will be exposing myself in today's video, and I'll be talking about why it has taken me 9 years to get my associate's degree, in the hopes that someone watching can learn a thing or two from my mistakes. Now, this all started back in 2015. I had just graduated high school, and I wasn't even sure if I wanted to go to college at all. All I knew was that I was finally free from the school system that I so heavily despised. Like, I literally hated school. Fun fact, I barely graduated high school as it is, but that's a story for another time. I was a young 18-year-old and I thought it'd be a great idea to take a nice, relaxing, much-needed break before even considering going to college. After all, I didn't even know what I wanted to go to school for. And it's important to mention that my senior year in high school, I was doing a program called dual enrollment, where junior and senior students can attend college of their choice and take college level credits. Once you graduate high school, you can then later return to that college you were attending as a high schooler. But now, you'll be going as a full-time or part-time college freshman. And all those credits that you took in high school can help you get your degree faster, since you've already taken some of those credit classes that were required. Now, I learned about this program my senior year in high school, but I didn't necessarily know which college program to choose. So I chose a vocational college that was offering culinary as one of their programs. Long story short, I attended this program for a year as a senior in high school, and because that program was technically 2 years long, it meant that I had to come back after graduating high school if I wanted to receive my technical certificate. It's important also to note that this was not a traditional 2-year degree. It was not technically a 2-year degree from a community college, but you'd only get a technical certificate, not an actual degree. Well, after successfully finishing this vocational college, I knew that I had to make a decision on whether or not to go to college. And here we have our first lesson of the day. Do not feel pressure to go to college if you aren't certain if you even want to go in the first place. Going to college just because your parents or someone else in your life is pressuring you to go is not a good idea, because you could waste a lot of time and money if you're unsure of what you want to study. This is exactly what happened to me. My ex at that time had also attended the same culinary program as me when we were in high school, and she was headed to community college to get her associate's degree in culinary arts and restaurant management. She kept pressuring me to do the same. That way we could take the same classes together and basically do the whole college thing together. And for some stupid reason, I said yes. So not only did I not want to go to college for culinary anymore like I had originally thought, because don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed learning to cook when I was in high school, but it wasn't something I wanted to pursue in college anymore. But I ended up letting myself get peer pressure into essentially going. So I let her sign me up. Well, long story short, she and I broke up the first semester of community college. This brings me to the timeline of 2016, where I spent the next year and a half pursuing a stupid degree in something I didn't even want to do, only because my ex and her parents wanted me to. Now, I didn't mention this, but her parents originally thought that I wasn't going to amount to anything, so they basically forced me to go to college. So that's why she kept pressuring me to sign up, even after I told her that I wanted to take a break. So now fast forward 2017, where I for some reason thought I wanted to be a police officer, so I ended up switching my major to criminal justice. I won't go too in depth on that part of my life because that could be a separate video by itself, but around 2016, when I was 90% done with my associates in criminal justice, I decided to join the United States Army. Yeah, I'm actually thinking of making another video where I go in depth on my experience in the Army. But now it's been 3 years or so since I've graduated high school, and I have changed my major twice, basically started from the beginning every time, and I still have no degree to show for. Fast forward, I was an active active duty for 4 years. In the army, I did try to get my degree while I was active duty, don't get me wrong, but it was very difficult to do so. But I also waited till my 3rd year of service to continue my education. And guess what? I changed my major again, this time to human resources. I basically attended an online community college that a lot of service members had access to, but this meant that my previous college credits did not transfer. So I had to start all over again for the 3rd time. So now it's 2021 and I have 1 year left before leaving the army. And I was starting to panic because I basically had no transferable skills. So that meant that I either had to go back to school or figure something else out. It took almost all of 2021 to finally come up with something that I thought I could do in the civilian world. At that time, the tech industry was booming, so I decided that I was going to pursue a career in tech. And it wasn't until the fall of 2022 when I got out of the military that I actually enrolled back into my community college. You know, the one where my ex originally enrolled me in back in 2016 for culinary. But this time it was different though. I was 25 years old and had grown and matured a lot. Because I forgot to mention this earlier, but I was such a bad student in college. I ended up failing 2 of my classes in my very first semester. Remember when I said that I was barely graduating high school? Well, that should be a testament of how bad I was in college as well. And it wasn't that I was stupid or anything. My thing has always been though, if I'm not interested in something, I will not even try. Call it laziness, call it whatever, but that's just how I've always been. I was not really interested in any of my classes, so I barely paid attention. I was always daydreaming in class, and at one point I stopped showing up to my college because I was like, well, hey, I'm gonna join the Air Force, so this doesn't even matter. Spoiler alert, I didn't even qualify for the Air Force, which is why I ended up going to the Army. But long story short though, I was a 25-year-old veteran and I had all this life experience and I was way more disciplined now. So I decided to go back to school and give it another shot, this time for IT. I told myself though, no matter what happens, I'm not going to change my degree again. No matter how hard things get, no matter how hard the classes are, I will finish this degree no matter what. And I'm happy to report that I'm now currently attending my last official semester and I will be graduating in May of this year with my Associates of Science in Information Technology. So in conclusion, I wasted a lot of time and money because I couldn't make up my mind and choose a degree. I let myself get peer pressured into going to school just because the people around me wanted me to go. I was super unmotivated and uninterested in school that I wasted nearly 10 years of my adult life trying to get a degree that most people finish in 2 years. I hope you guys have learned something from me and I hope that you don't think you're too old to do something. I recently turned 28 and I'm still working towards my associate's degree. But if you are in the same situation or a similar situation to mine, don't get discouraged. Anyways, let me know in the comments down below if you guys think I'm cooked, and also let me know what y'all think about the video. I'm planning to make less slop content, although I will probably still cover crazy topics like the ones I've been covering in the past on this channel, but I do want to incorporate more story time videos such as this one and make more value-based content. Anyways, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more, and I will see y'all in the next video.